Hi Capricorn, welcome to my channel, The Fool's Journey Tarot. Today is Saturday, May 9th, 2020. This is a general love reading for the sign of Capricorn for this upcoming week in May. Because it's general, it can pertain to anything, relationships, situations and circumstances surrounding family, home, work, social circles. If you can think of it, it might apply. Be flexible with the energy. Don't be concerned about the gender of the cards. You can mix and match the roles within the reading. In other words, you might be represented by any of the characters that shows up in the cards. You may feel like I'm reading for you. You might feel like you're cross-watching for somebody that you're dealing with. My intention is to reach those that need the message and will benefit from it in some way, shape, or form. So parts of the reading may resonate for you, Capricorn, and other parts may not. Take what does, leave behind what doesn't. And hopefully by the end, you have something that you feel is worthwhile and helpful to you. If you are new or unfamiliar with my channel, Carmilla is co-starring today. This is my son's bird, but she feels like my bird. He wants to move out, and he wants me to keep the bird because he's probably going to end up in an apartment, and the bird squawks, and he knows I don't want to live in an apartment. So she might end up being my bird, and, you know, frankly, she spends more time with me than she does him, so I still call her his bird, however, because I'm undecided on whether I want to keep her. She's a lot of work. She's cute, but she's a lot of work. Don't tell him I said so, but I'll probably end up keeping her. I shouldn't commit to that. I should not commit to that on camera, but I just said it, I know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, Capricorn, so I'm going to give this deck one more shuffle, and then we're going to get started. Did you hear what I said too when you got excited about it, didn't you? I could see she understands English. I know that she understands everything that I say. And she just got all happy just now. Because she doesn't want to be given away to a stranger. And she hears us talking about that. And I know that it worries her. Well, I'm thinking about it, okay? Don't let it stress you out for now. Okay? I know you want to stay with me. I know. Anyway, let's get going, Capricorn, and see what's going on for Capricorn in this upcoming week in May. Here we go. So we're going to start off with the Four of Pentacles in reverse, paired with the Two of Cups in reverse. Death. The Tower in reverse. Seven of Wands. Four of Cups in reverse. Justice in reverse. And the Ten of Swords in reverse. Okay, so the basic message I'm seeing so far is that you might be having to let go of or release a relationship. A Two of Cups type of relationship, something that's very important to you or significant to you. You might be letting that go. And that could mean any number of things. It could mean a breakup. It could mean that it's something you've been trying, maybe it's a relationship you've been trying to work on and it just hasn't been working out, so you're finally just going to let it go, stop working on it, stop putting energy into it. It could mean that it's someone you've been thinking about, that you've been hoping to establish a connection with, and maybe it just hasn't worked out for you. You haven't been able to get something going with somebody, so you're letting it go. So it could be any of those scenarios. But there's definitely an ending on the table here. And it feels like one that is uncomfortable. It feels like one that you think is unjust. An ending that you are not happy about. And it could be that with the Ten of Swords in reverse, to me this is about something that ends and then starting over again, revisiting revisiting a situation you have already dealt with, repeating patterns. So maybe this is something that's happened in the past. I feel like it's possible. This is maybe a relationship that you tried to let go of in the past, and maybe you're having to deal with that again. That kind of thing. And with 7 of Wands out here, 4 of Cups in reverse, it might be that you're kind of like, you know, why, maybe even questioning why you're feeling so defensive about this, or feeling uncomfortable about letting this go because it's something that you have experienced in the past. This isn't new. Maybe you even expected something of this nature to happen. Let's get this next set out and see what else we have. Queen of Pentacles. Ouch, don't you start. Okay, you were being so good. She just gave me my first bite of the morning. 2 of Pentacles. Sun in reverse. Ace of Wands. World in reverse. Page of Pentacles in reverse. Stop it. Temperance. And Death again. Clarifying the 10 of Swords. So this is, here's the thing, this feels like an ending that you've experienced before. So can you call it an ending? That's my question, because what I'm seeing here is that this ending is something that you are familiar with. It's made you unhappy in the past, and perhaps in the past you also had the opportunity for a fresh start, or to start again, an opportunity to try again. And so to me, what this feels like is a repeated pattern. It could be a situation where you are attached to somebody and you just can't decide whether or not this is the right relationship for you. Is it a good one for you, or do you let it go? And I think that you're undecided about this. I think you're feeling defensive about whether or not you should be. And again, this is not something, this may be an ending with Death out here, but it doesn't feel like an ending, a definitive ending, because I feel like you anticipate you might have another chance, because that's what's happened in the past. So this isn't you giving up on this. This might be you just kind of giving it a rest for a while. Maybe sitting on it, stewing about it for a while, trying to work things out, because you know that this ending is not right. It's unjust. I think that what I'm getting, Capricorn, is that you don't want the ending to this relationship, even though that's what's occurred. Now we have a Queen of Pentacles on the table. This could be your energy or the person you're dealing with. I feel like it could be you, 2 reasons. Partly because it's the only energy that's out on the table right now, and then partly because it's in your underlying energy. So let's call this you, Capricorn, and it's the Queen of Pentacles. So Queen of Pentacles is somebody who's very loyal, compassionate, a very mothering type figure, puts others first. This is somebody who works hard. She gets joy out of making other people happy. And I feel like this could represent you, Capricorn, with the 4 of Pentacles indicating you're trying to let this go or release this relationship, this connection. Now, Temperance out here on the Justice card in reverse, to me, indicates a need for healing or to repair something that you feel is not right or not going in the right direction. And with Temperance and Death out here together, I mean, this could indicate a possible rebirth or transfer. That wasn't that hard, but she hung on to it. So she was waiting for my reaction. So then I reacted and she pulled away. This to me indicates a transformation possibly, or a period of healing, working through things, and then trying again. This could just be, again, a relationship that needs a break, that you need to take a break from, let it go for a while, get some space away from each other. Try to figure out what's going wrong so that when you, if you and when, it feels like an if. I mean, it feels like a when you do come back together, you can move things forward instead of getting sidetracked by the same problems, the same conflicts. So let's get this next set out. See what else we have for you, Capricorn. We have the Two of Cups again, this time in the upright. I'll show you these cards after I get the rest of them out. Knight of Wands. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Don't bite my ear. I can tell you're thinking about it. The Moon. Five of Pentacles. Ace of Swords. Judgment in reverse. On top of Justice in reverse. And then the King of Pentacles. We have a true pair on the board, ladies and gentlemen. So this is definitely the person you're dealing with. He's in the upright too. That's good news, Capricorn. So we've got a few things I want to talk about first. I mean, some nice cards that came out. Some interesting cards that definitely add to the story. So let's look into this a little bit. So we have, okay, please don't bite me. Okay, let's do this. You're going on your cage because I'm not going to play this game with you right now. Come here. Good girl. Good bird. Okay. So Two of Cups came out twice in your underlying energy. And again, to me, this indicates, Capricorn, you letting go of or releasing, setting free a relationship that's just not working out for you at this point in time. The Knight of Wands that came out, clarifying this set of cards as well, to me is your energy, indicating that you might be the one taking action to do this. You might be the one who's actually doing the work, or maybe you feel like you need to be the one to do it. This could be one of those situations where it's a stalemate between the two of you. Let's say maybe you had a fight with this person and maybe neither one of you has taken any definitive action. And to me, this indicates that it might be you, Capricorn, who's taking action to make a move. Now, when I say you're taking action to release this relationship, release could mean a number of different things. Could be an ending, could be a definitive ending, but to me this feels more like this is just that you're not willing to put some energy into this connection right now, and that's why it's ending, because you're just kind of stepping back. You're refusing to work on this right now because maybe you're unclear of what needs to be done in order to make things right, or resolve issues or move forward with the relationship. Maybe it's you're stuck in this energy, unable to move forward with this person because there's some obstacles in your way right now, some kind of delay. But I think based on what I'm seeing, and it's unknown, I mean, I don't know that you're clear on this, but there is that expectation that there could be an opportunity for another try at this, for a fresh start. But it's unknown. I mean, you don't have, maybe this person isn't saying, you know what, let's take a break and we'll try again. Maybe you aren't hearing the words, but you suspect that might be true. Now we have justice and judgment in reverse, clarifying each other with temperance out here. So when these two cards come out together for me, this can indicate, something in the literal sense of like a lost lawsuit, for example. The judge did not I can't think of the term. The judge did not judge in your favor. Whatever, you know what I'm talking about. Or it could be, which is what I'm leaning to, this next option is, it could be that you're dealing with a negative karma issue, that you're resolving something, maybe something that happened in the past, and you're having to work through that. Now this set of cards is clarifying this King of Pentacles. Or he's in that set. He's in the same set, clarifying the Ten of Swords in reverse. So again, I get the feeling like you two might be kind of on the same path. I think that you might be thinking of this the same way. That right now it's an ending, but it's also a transformation, because you've got some things to work through, and maybe you work through those separately, and then you'll have another shot at this. So the King of Pentacles, very similar to the Queen of Pentacles, is someone who's very loyal, hardworking, dependable, trustworthy, compassionate. This is a perfect pair, and these are the type of, these are wifey and husband material, for example. These are the kind of people you want in your corner, because you know you can count on them no matter what. The King of Pentacles can be considered a father figure, someone, a provider, a protector. So this could be an actual marriage, for example. You could be spouses. It feels like this connection runs deep. But again, there's this need to step away. And I feel like Capricorn is the one who's kind of doing the deed. So this King of Pentacles might be shying away from this separation, or he might be, maybe he's the one dealing with the negative karma, with the justice and the judgment in reverse on his side and in his set of cards, and he's working through that stuff, so you are stepping aside to allow him to do that, for example. I get the feeling that you are I get the feeling that you could be worried that this king might feel like you're giving up on him. That this is not, that you're not just letting this go for his sake or for the sake of the relationship, because I do feel like there's positive intentions behind this. Let's call it temporary separation. Let's just go ahead and call it temporary, because that's what it feels like to me. I think that you might be worried that this king feels like you are giving up on this. And that's not the case. I feel like there's a little bit of defensive energy in this set of cards indicating that you might be worried that he's not understanding your true intentions behind your actions. And so maybe that's why we've got the moon over here with this Ace of Wands, that you're not sure that you will have another opportunity. Maybe it's because you're the one initiating this split or this breakup or this temporary separation. It feels like your intentions are positive, and with the Two of Pentacles, Temperance card out here, it feels like you're doing it for very positive reasons. I think it's uncomfortable because I think that it leaves you with a little bit of not fear or anxiety, just feeling a little bit defensive about making sure that your intentions are clear to this king. And I don't know if speaking the words and saying, you know, this is a temporary split up, let's just create some space between the two of us, spend some time apart, work through our separate things, and then come back together. I don't know if those words have actually been spoken. But that could certainly alleviate the problem of this feeling of feeling defensive about your true intentions, or his interpretation of your true intentions. Let's get this next set out here. So we have the Devil in reverse. This is clarifying the Queen of Pentacles. And the Tower again, this time in the upright, clarifying the Two of Pentacles. The Lovers. Five of Cups, clarifying the Ace of Wands. Ace of Cups in reverse. Page of Swords in reverse, clarifying the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Eight of Swords in reverse. And Justice again, this time in the upright with the same set of cards. Okay, so I have to talk about these before I get my last set, because there's a lot of significant cards that just showed up. First of all, I do feel like your intention behind this temporary separation is to figure out once and for all if this connection is right. Is this connection right for you? I feel like there's some lack of clarity regarding this relationship. What kind of connection is it? So, in order to figure that out, you're kind of stepping back, refusing to put any energy forth into this relationship, and we'll call it an ending for now, but you can also call it an opportunity for transformation. Because while I get that there is some, maybe a little bit of fear, maybe a little bit of anxiety, I keep coming back to those words and thinking, well, it's not fear and anxiety because I'm not seeing that in the cards. But I am seeing it with these two to a certain extent, just because of the unknown, that you're not sure if you're going to have another opportunity. Will you get a second chance, which is actually maybe a third or fourth chance? Because again, I feel like this has happened before. So you're not sure, because ultimately you step away from the connection, you each do your own thing. You know, during that time, does one of you find somebody else? Does one of you realize, you know what, this wasn't right for me? There could have been some toxicity surrounding this connection. And so as a responsible party, trying to work things out, trying to make things right, Capricorn, I feel like you're like, well, okay, in order to get out of this toxic energy, we've got to act on it, right? You can't just sit there and wait for shit to happen. You've got to do something about it. So I feel like that's what Capricorn is doing. You are taking the initiative and removing the energy from the connection so you can see once and for all, is it right or not? Now, what I think I'm seeing in this middle set of cards is that you're standing your ground and kind of standing in your truth and trying to hold on to the idea that you're not letting this go altogether. You don't want this to transpire into you losing this connection and being left with nothing. That is not your intention. Your intention is to allow some healing time. And this healing time is going to transform both of you separately. And ultimately, you get to do what's needed in order to make this situation right, whatever that looks like for you. Obviously, it's going to be different for everybody. I mean, some people are going to separate, realize they need to be apart, and stay apart. Some of you will separate, do your work separately, and then realize that you're meant to be together. You will be able to clear up where you're headed with this relationship if you do the work. I think that if this king interprets your actions in this manner, if the king looks at what you're doing, Capricorn, and says, well, you're just giving up on us, or maybe even thinks that you're being deceitful, or you're not coming forward with the truth. If this king interprets your actions in that manner, then maybe the reality is that you weren't meant to be together. In other words, what I think I'm seeing is that this king, and again, Capricorn, I want to remind you, you could be either one of these people. This is a two-person reading, so you are one or the other, or you could potentially be a cross-watcher for somebody you're watching either for the queen or the king, and maybe you know about the situation. You could be connected to one of these people, so you decide what makes sense. But I think that this king, based on what I'm seeing here, I think this king understands what's going on and what has to be done in order to make things right within this relationship. I think that both of you realize you've got some work to do, and it doesn't include the other person. You've got some work to do, and it's all about, making things right for yourself so that the relationship can potentially move forward, if in fact that's what's meant to happen. I think it would make you very sad if you didn't get another chance at this. 5 of Cups. So this may have been hard for you to do, Capricorn. It may feel like it's a hard choice for you to make, because ultimately there's one of two outcomes will occur. You will either work through what you need to work through and end up back together, or you'll work through what you need to work through and realize that this relationship is not meant to be. Right, Capricorn? So I think it's going to be different for everybody depending on your situation. But I have to say, based on what I'm seeing, King and Queen of Pentacles, both of these people are in the upright, and both of these energies feel very strong, and both of these energies feel like they have an understanding that they know that there is a certain level of responsibility when it comes to the success of this relationship, and they're both taking a serious stance when it comes to their responsibility. Both of these parties are. And there might be an unspoken understanding between these two. That if it was meant to work out, it will work out. Spirit's got your back. I think this is a significant connection. We've got the Two of Cups out here twice. We've got the Lovers. This is a significant connection. And it you know, I'm rarely specific about the type of connection within the reading, but this definitely feels intimate or romantic. Or intimate and romantic. Me both. And again, I get the feeling like this is something that's occurred over time, meaning this has been kind of a start and stop, green light, red light situation within this connection. King of Pentacles was face up in the deck. There he is again making his appearance. And then the World in Reverse, which is already out here, also came out. It flipped over when I was shuffling. To me, that indicates, you know, the intention of this king. The intentions of this king are solid and true. And trustworthy. He intends on doing his part, his fair share of the work, which means on himself, in order to see if this relationship has legs and can go anywhere. Let's get this last round out. Let's see if we can't get anything else. So we've got the Fool in reverse. This is this Queen, this is you, Capricorn, feeling a little bit hesitant about, you know, taking action to release this person, release your energy from this relationship so that the work can be done. But you're hesitant, you're scared, you're a little worried, you're thinking maybe this is a stupid thing to do, to step away from this right now. What if I do lose this person altogether? That's what that indicates to me. And then we have the Two of Cups for the third time in your underlying energy. It's in here, it's Two of Cups, and it's in reverse again, clarifying the Two of Cups in reverse. You are worried about releasing this. You're a little bit scared about letting it go. Because I think that you, at least you, Capricorn, feel like you've got this. And why would you let something like that go? Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Ten of Wands in reverse. Six of Swords. Four of Swords. Seven of Swords in reverse. This is related to the negative karma I was talking about, because this is clarifying justice in reverse. So this King of Pentacles has some kind of Seven of Swords energy to work through. Seven of Swords is all about making things right. There could have been some conflict in the past. Somebody wronged somebody else, or some deceit, or just some poor behavior. Mistakes made that need to be rectified before you can move forward. So that's in this King's energy, and I feel like he has that the Seven of Swords is whatever work he has to work on is what he's dealing with right now. And then we have the Three of Wands in reverse. So I get the feeling like this may have, again, these efforts may have been attempted in the past. In other words, there may have been separations with this individual in the past for the same purposes, with the same goal in mind, and it just didn't work. But these cards are indicating there is a certain level of responsibility being had between the two of you, both the Queen of Pentacles and this King of Pentacles. Like both of you understand at this point in time that you have not only have to accept responsibility, but you now need to take this seriously, because it's why you have to keep coming back to this. It's why the situation keeps repeating itself, because you haven't dealt with it in the past. So you're getting another chance to deal with this once and for all. And then you can put it behind you and move forward or not. And Capricorn, again, I get the feeling that you've been hesitant to, maybe it was necessary for you to be the one to take action. Maybe you had to be the one to say, look, we need to separate. We need to figure this shit out. And then if it's right, we'll come back together. Maybe you needed to be the one to say that, because I get that you're doing it, but I also get that you're feeling a little bit nervous about it. And again, because I do feel like you're afraid that if you let this go, you might be letting it go forever. And you just don't know. There's no way to predict that kind of outcome, because these are two separate souls making decisions for themselves so that they can connect with somebody else. And you can't guarantee that your decisions are going to match this King of Pentacles decisions regarding the relationship. But I have to tell you, Capricorn, regardless of the outcome, it feels very positive. This is a very positive set of cards for me, because this indicates that the universe is at work here. Spirit is guiding you. You are following your path. You are making good decisions for yourself. And ultimately, whatever happens, whatever the outcome is, it'll be the right outcome because you are taking the right actions. So it's actually a very positive reading, Capricorn. And it has less to do with the relationship and more to do with the individual, people. And whether or not there will be success there. Because if both people have success individually, the connection will have success. And by that I mean, it could mean that you decide to stay separated. But even separated, you're both happier. Do you know what I mean? I'm only putting that out there as a possibility because, frankly, I think that it is more likely that you two are going to get the work done that you need to do and then come back together and realize that the relationship is exactly what you need and exactly what you want in order to continue to move forward, in order to continue to make progress. But you get to do it together now because you've done the work separately. It sounds very spiritual, doesn't it? And it is. I think it's a spiritual connection. I think it's clear that it's a spiritual connection. Okay, let's get a Dreams of Gaia tarot card for Capricorn to wrap up this reading. What are we at here? 39 minutes. My readings have been longer, and I don't know how to avoid that. I've tried to shorten them, and I have a problem with running my mouth, and so been able to shorten them. That's okay. It is what it is. Let's get a card for Capricorn. One card for Capricorn. Maybe some advice or some words of encouragement. Because honestly, what I'm seeing, and maybe this is why the reading, okay, that one popped. That one just flopped out, and it's a good one. Self. The self card just flopped out face up in my lap down here, so we're gonna take it. But what I'm getting more than anything, and maybe the reason behind this reading, is there is some a little bit of doubt, a little bit of fear, and you have to get past that. You just have to trust that if you intuitively feel like this is the right move, then make the move and trust yourself, and you know, set this aside for now. Set these emotions aside for now, because they're not serving you. It's not going to help you move forward. Right, Capricorn? So the self card came out upright. It's probably going to be a lengthy one, so hang in there with me. If this reading is resonating for you, then this will probably be beneficial. It's about a page, and I'm going to read the present section. These major arcana cards in this deck have meanings, past, present, future, and then potential blockage. And I'm going to read the section that's for present, which is a little over a page. And it is a really nice card as well. Self. I mean, it feels like it's going to resonate nicely with this reading. So let's see what this says, Capricorn. Here we go. When the self card appears in the present position, it addresses the person you are in the present and asks you about the person you show to the world. Who is the person you want people to see when you first meet? How do you project yourself, and what aspects of yourself do you wish to reveal first? Do you present the same face to all who meet you, or do you wear a mask when you are out in public and only let the real you shine forth once people have earned your trust? Do you reveal your true identity, or instead do you present a construct that puzzles and confuses those around you because what they see is not what they get? Are you a chameleon who shape shifts to fit with everyone, or do you reveal your true thoughts and self without worry about others' opinions of you, preferring to be genuinely liked by a few instead of shape changing in order to be liked by many who might not like you if you were to reveal those true thoughts and self? We all have layers, we all wear masks, we all have a public and private face. We have a self that we share with strangers, a self we share with those we like, love, and trust, and a self that only we know and only a few will ever see. Yet as we grow in confidence and acceptance, the more alike in nature those layers become. And if you are trying to fit in with the wrong crowd, you will most likely find that it is like wearing shoes that are a size too small or too big. While those shoes will, in a limited way, protect your feet and help you move forward, over time they will pinch or rub, creating bunions and blisters. Wouldn't it be so much easier to find a pair of shoes that fit? I find it humorous that we're comparing this relationship with a pair of shoes that fit, but I don't know, that makes sense, I guess. It's funny, but it makes sense. Therefore, ask yourself instead, who am I? Do I know this person? Is this person who I really want to be? Are there aspects of myself that I hide because I'm afraid others will reject me? Are there things that I would love to do and speak of but dare not because those around me have an expectation that I follow their lead and do as they do? Do I like me? Am I allowing others to define who I am? When the self card appears in the present, it signifies the need to take a moment to get to know yourself. Determine whether the identity you present is fact or fiction. Are the characteristics that define your identity true to who you really are in body, mind, and spirit, or are they imposed upon you by others? Now is not a moment to judge or doubt, but an opportunity to assess and affirm. If your answer to the question, do I like me, is yes, then that is all that matters. If the answer is not so affirming, it is an opportunity to peel away some of the layers you might be hiding behind to allow your natural self to shine, and to do it because your first love is for self. There you go. I mean, this could very well indicate that within this relationship, you weren't able to be your authentic self, that you were maybe hiding behind the relationship or trying to be a person that others expected or that this person expected. I think it's important to understand who you are and be who you are and show that to the people that you're going to have these kind of relationships with. Because if you're not going to be your authentic self within this kind of relationship, then all you're doing is setting yourself up for disaster. Right? Because this is the most important kind of relationship you could possibly have. That person that you share everything with, the person that you trust and that you know is going to accept you no matter what. And maybe that's where you're at right now. Trying to figure out who you are so that you and this person can decide once and for all, you know, is this what it is or not? Let's figure this out. Okay, Capricorn, I'm going to leave that here. I hope that this reading was enjoyable, gave you some clarity, helped you out, all of the above. Thank you so much for joining me and watching. I appreciate it. If it did resonate, please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you'd like to, and I hope I see you again soon. Bye, Capricorn.